Check it out. I just found a one owner, all original 1957 Chevy. This thing looks absolutely perfect. The only thing is it's got some stupid carbureted engine on it. I'm thinking we need to put an LS in it, you know, kind of update it a little bit. I got to get the video to Richard in time or he'll start crying like a baby. Oh, I need the video sooner because I'm in cop college and I'm gonna be a cop. That's what we learned in this whole process. Apparently, when you are becoming a cop, you also become a shitty editor.
Betrayal.
Richard, leave this in the video. What's up, it's Casey from Casey's Customs. I am doing a budget LS swap in this 1957 Chevy. In this video, we convert our stock gas tank to work with a modern fuel pump on the cheap. We also install the radiator. Let's go. We are back on my favorite car here in the shop, 1957 Chevy, two-door hardtop. My first car was a 57 Chevy, and I love this one so much. We are doing a budget LS swap. In the last video, I got the motor and transmission sitting in the car. It's actually on its mounts. It's just tack welded right now, but it is in the car on its own suspension, which is pretty exciting. I also got the exhaust started. It's basically tack welded. Still needs some more work, but it's in there, and I'm very happy. I finally got some parts I've been waiting on. Got a brand new radiator with a big old fan. Also, I'm gonna be doing a cheap fuel pump in the tank setup. Now you can buy a pump in tank gas tank setup for a 57 Chevy with an LS swap for like 750 bucks, but you can also buy a $120 regular gas tank and a $200 fuel pump that needs welded in and do it yourself and basically cut the price in half. And that's what I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I've only done it a couple times, but it's not rocket science. We just gotta cut a big ass hole and do some welding, do some cutting. I think some of these you don't even have to weld because you can just use like RTV sealing or whatever. I'm definitely gonna be doing some welding on this one though, but that's the goal for this video. I have a guy coming who's gonna be helping out here in the shop. He's gonna be doing some wiring for me. He's wired up a bunch of LS's and he built his own wiring harnesses and stuff. So he's gonna come and help me with this one. He's gonna come and help me with this one. This one is a real headache. Has a 2012 Camaro dash in it, and we want all of the Camaro stuff to work. So yeah, that one's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna put a pin in that one for now. But the goal for this video, I wanna get it basically 100% done and ready to be wired. So for our next video, he can just come in, hook the wires up, and we can take it for a spin. We have a million things to do before it's even close to being ready for that. So let's stop talking and get to work. Let's figure out how we're gonna cut the shit out of this thing first. I forgot to add, I also got yokes for the transmission. I'm pretty sure it takes that one, but I bought one of each just in case it takes the bigger style. And I have about a half a dozen old drive shafts up there. So I'd like to also get the drive shaft put in this video. So yeah, we have so much work to do and I'm just still talking. Let's start cutting. Check it out. I got my hole marked. These are also the drills where the bolts will go. I have to drill those out as well. I said earlier this was a weld-in kit, but they make kits that bolt in. This might actually be a bolt-in kit. I might not have to weld anything. The last one of these I did, you took this ring here and you welded it to the tank and then everything kind of bolted to that. But I don't think I have to do that with this one. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I know I gotta cut some shit. We'll start cutting and then we're gonna have to cut this because this is too tall. We gotta modify all this shit too. Let's fire up the grinder, baby. Okay, I got it cut. It's the most perfect circle that's ever been cut ever. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. I'm not gonna show you, I'm not gonna do a close-up on it because you don't need to see it, but just imagine the most perfect circle ever. That's what it looks like. Also, I don't know why, but I'm a really good filer. No clue why, but something about that motion. We need to cut this down, then we can start putting this shit together. Okay, I got the holes drilled. I got the hole cut out. I also got our sending unit cut down. So the fuel pump housing and everything is gonna fit in there just fine. I'm very happy. This is where the old sending unit was, so I do not need that anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and weld it up. I originally was gonna make a plate that would bolt in, but I'm never gonna need it anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and just cut that piece of metal to fit, and then we'll put a big old weld on that damn thing, and then we're gonna bolt this up there and see how it looks. But for now, I'm gonna go trim this some, and then we'll get that in there and weld it up. I love this thing so much, man. I do not know why I don't have one of these in my house. Perfect. Go weld it up. Okay, she is all welded up. I found out something very interesting. This tank, the top of the tank is a hell of a lot thinner than I thought it was. The bottom of the tank is a lot thicker. And I think whenever they sell these and they brag about it being 16 gauge steel or 18 gauge steel or whatever, they're obviously talking about the bottom because the top is super thin. I just kept burning through on this over and over. I actually had my ground here, and if you don't have a great connection, sometimes it can arc back through your ground, your welder can. Usually not that big of a deal. It'll just make a little spark. This was so thin up here, it actually burned a hole in it from my ground. I've never seen that before. So, took a lot longer to clean all that bullshit up, but I made sure I welded it 4 different times on top of the weld, so I know everything is sealed. I blew some air in it, and it looks like it's holding water, or I put some water in it. It looks like it's holding water, which is great. Threw some primer on there, which is close to the same color. Now, we're gonna go ahead and get all this shit put in there and see how it looks. See if we can't get in there. I cannot find the straps anywhere. They were supposed to come with it, but I'm not seeing them, so we might just have to put a little button in that for now. But I do want to get all this shit put in. So, let's go. I just said I'll put a button on that for later. I'll put a pin in that for later. Sometimes, you know, the talking be hard. All right, let's get to work. Check it out. It is all done. Really happy with how it looks. And I mean, to save 350 bucks, I will cut up a gas tank and drill a couple holes every single time. It's really nice. It has a 3/4 inch foam gasket that really like fixes any of the lumps or ribs you have in your gas tank. It just makes it seal really well. I'm really happy with it. I mean, guys like DD Speed Shop who are completely out of touch and have tons of money, he will go ahead and buy those already done. But, you know, I'm a regular guy and I'd like to save money where I can. You know, hell, I'm using my Porsche as a camera stand over here. I'm real down to earth, guys. So that's why I'm doing that. Now, we are going to go ahead, get our radiator mounted. I have a mechanical fan already on there, and I think the mechanical fan will probably be okay, but I did buy the electric fan, so I don't know. I might go ahead and pop that off, run this for now, and then if I have to, just switch it. But from everything I've read, they seem to cool just fine with a mechanical fan in a 57 Chevy, so I think I'm just going to pop the electric fan off for now, and we'll see what we can do. It's supposed to be a bolt-in, but I don't see how it's going to bolt in when it has that kind of bracket and that kind of bracket. So we're probably going to have to make some shit, but let's see what happens. Okay, I don't know if I ever said what the actual plan was on this. I just kind of started cutting some metal to figure it out. The goal is to make some bracing that will hold the radiator really solid and then put these pieces back on here. So it kind of looks like, you know, the little wimpy original one, even though it's going to be braced with 1-inch square tubing. I'm going to put 2 more pieces down there and get it all welded, and then we'll start fitting this so it kind of matches, kind of looks original, not super original, but Here's the one I love. The one in this 56 is amazing. I mean, this thing looks great. Obviously, I have tape over it because I wanted to protect the chrome or the aluminum. I just love this one. This looks awesome. This is like a $2,000 setup though, so your budget LS swap doesn't quite work if you spend more on the radiator setup than you did the motor and transmission. So didn't go this route, obviously, but I still like the looks of this one. So I kind of wanted to make it similar, not super similar, but kind of similar. So that's the goal. Just doing it, you know, a lot cheaper. Also, fun fact, I had to unload this the other day from my truck, and it is super heavy with 10 gallons of diesel in it. I was telling Dad, I said, I gotta buy another one for this shop because this one goes to the other shop. I said, I thought I used to have one, but I guess I didn't. No big deal. I was gonna buy another one of these. They're like 500 bucks. I almost went yesterday to get one, and I was like, it's fine. I'll just use the one and carry it back and forth from shop to shop. Check this shit out. I completely forgot. I think I bought this last year. It is covered in shit, but it still has some diesel in it. Let's see. It's obviously the little brother to that guy, but let's see what happened. Uh-oh. Should have kicked on by now. Oh! I swear to God, I am not lying. I almost bought another big one yesterday, and I was just lazy and I didn't. I completely forgot I had one of these. That would have cost me 500 bucks. Now, obviously, this one's smaller. The goal was to have this one in the smaller shop and then the big one in this big shop. So maybe I'll just take that one home. I don't know. It's not that interesting to you guys, but I thought it was amazing. All right, let's get back to work. Check it out. I got my pieces made on the side. I need to weld them still. And then this one goes right here. Really happy with how it came out. It is dead nuts where it needs to be. There's only one thing that I'm doing a little janky on this. I technically shouldn't be welding this straight to the inner fenders. I should be welding it to a plate and then have the plate bolt in. That way you could take this apron part off if you ever needed to. You can still take the radiator out with 4 bolts really easily, but if this is ever in the way where we need to pull the motor, I'm gonna have to cut these off. So that's kind of not the best way to do it, but since it's not the end of the world, I'm gonna leave it the way it is, and if I ever need to cut them out, I'll just cut them out and then add a plate. I could just run a Sawzall blade right up against that weld, cut it off, and then put a 1/4-inch plate there that bolts in. So it's not the end of the world. I also want it to be a little bit stronger, and whenever I can get some welds on there instead of some plate, that'll kind of beef it up just a little bit. So let's get to welding some shit, and then we're gonna fit those aprons on there because I want to see. Without the aprons, I don't even know if they're called aprons. That's what I'm calling them. Without the aprons, it kind of looks like real ghetto square tubing, but I think with the aprons on there, it'll definitely clean it up a lot. So let's weld some shit, baby. This welder is surging on me real bad. Voltage is all over the place. Really pissing me off. We might destroy a welder this video. That could be fun. Check it out. Got it super solid. I went from, making it strong enough to hold a radiator to now basically, you could pull off of it if you needed to, use a pull bar. That would work okay for a tow chain. We are going to start modifying these now. Also, this whole thing probably should have took 30 minutes, but I figure once I get playing with those, we're going to be in this thing a whole day because that's how you do when you're just an OCD crazy person. But good news on these, I think I just need to trim the bottom a little bit and they should be able to work. They're not going to fit perfect because I've moved the radiator just a little bit forward. I didn't want it back any farther. I can go up a bunch more, so I went up some. Is the hood going to fit? I know it's high enough, but there's a brace in there. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Oh no, did we make a horrible mistake that we're finding out in time right now? Nah, we should be all right. We should be all right. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We'll probably test that later. Boy, I hope I don't end up having to cut all that out. That's gonna really suck. Anyways, we're too far in now to stop. So let's start cutting up our panels and getting those to fit in there. Fits a lot better than I thought it to. I was gonna bolt it in. I'm just gonna tack weld it. Here's what's funny. Putting these pieces on is inherently much easier than mounting the radiator. But I will still spend 30 minutes making sure they line up. Is anybody ever going to have the hood off and see these? Probably not, but I can already tell that one's leaning a little bit. And what you do naturally is change your mind 30 to 40 times while you're doing it. It's within a 16th. That's pretty damn good. All right, let's stop being bougie and weld this damn thing. I really think I'm gonna smash this friggin' welder. Piece of shit. All right, let's weld these and clean them up. God, I hate this friggin' thing. Got them in there. I'm so happy with how they look. It just looks perfect to me. I'm gonna get them ground down real quick, and then we're gonna probably get the bumper installed and call that a night. I was gonna start doing my brake lines, and I just realized I don't have the rear brake hose, the rubber hose, so can't really do that right now either. Between that and the gas tank straps, I'm kind of bummed. I guess I could put the front bumper on. I've been wanting to do that for a while, so maybe we'll get this ground up and then we'll go take a look at the front bumper. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We gotta clean up a bunch of weld. Check it out. I am very, very happy with how this came out. It looks so good. It is super, super strong. I went ahead, double checked the hood. The hood still fits. I got a little worried there toward the end. I might have pushed it too far forward and it was going to hit stuff, but we're good. Very, very happy with that. I was going to get the bumper mounted, and I went through the videos of drop off. I went through the messages with my customer, and it looks like we never got bumper brackets with the front bumper. So that's a bummer. I would have ordered them if I'd known that. For some reason, I thought we had a pair, but we don't. So everything that didn't show up on this video didn't get the rubber brake hoses that I thought I was getting, so I can't do the brakes. The rubber hoses I got were actually for the 56. Didn't get the gas tank straps with the gas tank. They were supposed to come with it. They did not. And now we don't have bumper brackets for the bumper. So yeah. Also, it's 2 a.m. on Sunday, so I probably should have got this video to Richard by now. We're going to go ahead and call it because it is getting late and I got to get the video to Richard in time or he'll start crying like a baby. Oh, I need the video sooner because I'm in cop college and I'm gonna be a cop and I have to go to school all the time to be a cop. Well, guess what we learned in this whole process? Apparently, when you are becoming a cop, you also become a shitty editor.
Betrayal.
Richard, leave it. Leave this in the video. Oh my God, it's too late. I'm so friggin' tired. I can't believe I don't have bumper brackets. I am extremely happy with how the radiator mount came out. Naturally, I spent entirely too much time on it, but the ends justify the means whenever it looks great. It looks almost stockish, but it's just so much beefier and it actually holds a much better radiator setup. Also, I left enough room. If for some reason I need to switch over to the electric fan, I can. Also very happy that we got the gas tank done. Not happy it didn't come with the straps, but we got that all switched over. I think I said it earlier in the video, but if I didn't, I have a guy coming to help me sometime next week. He's kind of an LS guy. He's wired up a ton of them. He actually builds his own wiring harnesses and everything, and he can flash the ECUs and all that good stuff. He's gonna be coming in here and helping me. We're gonna get this one running, and we're gonna go ahead and get started on this one. This one needs a ton of other things, but he should be a great addition to the shop, and I'm happy to get some stuff done, you know, behind the scenes where we don't have to videotape everything. I can kind of just set him loose in here and see what happens. So if that sounds exciting, stay tuned for our budget build LS swap 1957 Chevy. I'm also doing crazy stuff over at the other shops. A lot of big stuff happening. If you are not already subscribed, hit that button now. If you are subscribed, but you don't have your notifications turned on, please turn on those now. Those help the channel a ton. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment, all that good stuff they tell you at the end of videos. Check out some of my other videos. Peace. Love ya.